All right, guys, welcome back to Mauer Real Estate Group. We have some real estate publications that come to us every week, every month here at Mauer. And I ran into one from Inman, author of Carla Amir is her name, Kara Amir. And it's 8 seller beliefs that no longer hold true in this market. And it kind of struck me funny because it's all true. The first belief, if I price it high, they'll still come. That deal doesn't play out quite as well as you think. When a house hits the market, it's like a fish in the pond. You know, you throw the food in and they all come up and gobble it up and then they leave and you don't see them anymore. Well, same thing happens when you list your house. If the price is wrong, you've just missed all those people that came on the first week of the showing, and basically they dismiss you when they look through in the computer again. So it's very important to try to be realistic as you can on the price. I know it'd be great to walk away with an extra $1,500 or $5,000, but if you gotta wait 2 months and shovel some snow, that might not be such a good strategy. Little showing traffic or poor feedback is definitely a sign that you're off on your price. Number 2, open house will bring a ready, willing, and able buyer. I've noticed over the years that people have bought their house on open want to have more open houses. Now that's okay. But the chance of selling on an open house is approximately 7%. That means you should be doing something else 93% of the time, like making sure it shows well, having the best photos, and making sure your price is high. That'll bring you the best you can. Do I need to substantially improve my home before putting it on the market? I would say cleanliness is probably the most important thing, and the first impression from the buyer at the front door is going to be really important, because if it looks good walking to the front door, they're not looking for trouble. But if you have things that are wrong walking up to the front door, poor paint, poor gardening, poor driveway maintenance, you know, then they're already kind of on the lookout for things wrong. So just getting it clean is the main thing. If it's clean, it carries the appearance that it's well maintained, even though it may not be 100%. It communicates the message. Interest and attention is always at its peak, again, when the property first hits the market, and that's when you want to be sharp. Show me the money. The reality is the market will never pay you $1 for the improvements that you make, okay? You can put a new kitchen in, but people expect a kitchen that functions. You can put a pool in, but people don't expect a pool. And an appraiser may not give you the money for the pool. If you've got a $700,000 house, a pool will come into play on value and landscaping. But at $100,000, $150,000, the pool's going to be a minimal addition to it. So don't expect to get all your money back out of the house for the things you put into it. Those things like roofs and furnaces, those are capital improvements. Those are major elements of the home that people expect to function. More repairs. It can be difficult to understand that they won't work with buyers on repairs. You could easily lose a buyer if you tell them, no, I'm not doing a thing, you know, excuse me, buy the house as is, the buyer could walk away and say, you know what, I'll go find something else. I mean, I'm only asking for safety items, which could be plumbing, electrical, things like that. So I recommend give and take a little bit on the repairs. Flooring allowances or allowances for paint, things like that. It'd be better off to adjust your price to get those things straight up front. So if it needs flooring and paint, make sure your house is priced right. Price it under the market, what the other guys are getting. If you have to give a credit for something, you can always give it as closing cost. And closing cost makes it easier for the buyer to buy the house. He doesn't have to bring as much to the table as he would normally, which will leave the money in his bank account. Well, if they do more marketing, I'd have a better chance of getting my house sold. Good marketing is important, and good photography, good social media presence, those things are very important for getting your house sold. More marketing isn't going to make your phone ring off the wall for your home. A better price certainly will make the phone ring, and people will be fighting to buy it. Thousands of property views may be a good sign, maybe not a good sign. I do know that saves on a property are a sign of people waiting till your price drops. they like the house, but they don't like it well enough to go buy it. They think it's overpriced, so they're waiting till your price comes down until they see that it's a value before they go out and take a look. And number 8 out of the top 8 myths, the seller beliefs that need to be straightened out, is every buyer who sees my home is going to want to buy it. Well, no, they're not. Okay. Believe it or not, buying a house is an emotional thing. People walk in and it either feels like home or it doesn't feel like home. And if it feels like home to both people or the buyer, they will justify the purchase and they'll overlook a lot of things that aren't quite right. People don't say, well, it's got 3 bedrooms and 1.25 baths and that's what we have to have, therefore let's buy this one. I mean, it's got to feel right for them to come in and make a purchase. So not everybody's going to like your house. I'm sorry. They're not going to like your furniture. They're not going to like your paint. They're not going to like your wallpaper, your cabinets, or your bathrooms. But there is somebody for your house, rest assured. All you got to do is drive down the street every night after dark, and there's a light on in every window. So there's a seat for every seat on the bus. So keep those things in mind. You got more questions, have us out, take a look at your house, and we'll coach you through those items and get you a sale as soon as we can for as much money as we can get.